What's up, guys? Philip Legal here with Primitive Wilderness Survival. I just got home from a couple day class. Been out in the woods making arrows, getting ready for a bison hunt with an awesome group of guys. Today I came home, and over the weekend I had a crazy influx of orders. So I've got lots of orders. So I'm working in the shop, working around the house today. Not playing in the woods much today, but I did want to take a second while I've got some knives that are tempering to kind of talk about stuff that I carry on my body all the time. Now, this was not a planned video. I was prepared for this. I didn't like go grab a bunch of stuff and stick it in my pockets for this video. This is stuff that I actually have in my pockets that I'm using day to day, that I have on me while I'm around the shop, you know, not out in the woods, while I'm around the house, around the shop, or just hanging around town. Not stuff that I'm going to carry out in the woods with me. I mean, I do, but this is stuff that's literally on my body all the time. So let's start by talking about what I actually have on my body at the moment. And that is going to be a Wazoo cash cap. Cool little patch from Anthony, Awakening Outdoors. So check that out. In this hat, I've got a ferrocium rod and a little ceramic knife. And then I could put some fire starters in here. I actually might have some, if I don't. But normally I'll have some little fire starters in there. I can put a lot of different stuff inside this hat. Stuff that Wazoo sells. So I would definitely recommend loading down your cash cap. I apologize for the road noise. And then I've also got the Spark necklace, which I wear all the time. I'm sure you've seen lots of videos of me using that, and you'll probably see it in a lot of pictures as well, because I normally have this on my body. And then something else I always have in my pocket is going to be the Tough Possum pouch, a little pocket pouch. Now normally I'll have my favorite Opinel knife in my pocket. I have misplaced that knife somewhere, so I have a brand new Opinel here. I'm gonna do a video probably in the next few days showing you guys how I modify one right out of the box. It's got some sticker residue on it from opening packages, but I'll show you how I modify one of these and set it up the way that I like to keep mine set up. So I've got that Opinel knife in there. I've got a little clipper, reusable lighter. Jonathan Burton kind of turned me onto these. They have the little ferrocium striker that comes out. So if you run out of fuel, you can take this out and you can light some tinder with that. And then of course, these are reusable. I've also got a ferrocium rod in here. I normally don't change out what I have in this pouch. It stays pretty consistent, but I've got a little bone-handled ferrocium rod in there. I've got my dad's old spoon, can opener, bottle opener combo. Thing's pretty old. I've got 6 foot of paracord that I keep in there all the time. I can use that for bow drill. I can use it for an improvised tourniquet. It's not ideal, but I can use this for a lot of different stuff. I've got you know, fishing line in here if I need it. A lot of different stuff, traps, stuff like that. Obviously, I mean, it's paracord. It's there's a reason it's so well known in the survival industry. And then I've got a couple little fire starters inside there as well, and a couple little random tidbits of stuff, just I guess for psychological purposes. I've got this little blue mushroom that I got from Paul Wright, Scott Wright's brother at Rabbit Stick, either Rabbit Stick or one of the gatherings, Fire to Fire maybe. And then I have a little piece of turquoise that I found in some disturbed ground out at Prairie Haven Ranch, where we have Sky Earth and where I teach my classes. I'm assuming somebody dropped it out there and it got buried and then got dug up again, but I thought it was a cool little find. So that's what I keep in my Tough Possum pouch. I definitely recommend checking him out. Makes some awesome pouches, awesome satchels. The sit pads are great. I'm actually sitting on his sit pad right now. But this is, I mean, he makes some great stuff, but this little pocket pouch, man, is just my favorite. I love this thing. I'm not saying this to try to make Jayberry feel good or anything like that. I legitimately carry this every day, and that's no joke. The other thing I have are my keys. And on my keys, I've got a little SOG knife. So it looks like a key, but it's a little pocket knife. Me and my wife both carry those. I've got a little O-light flashlight that I use a lot at nighttime. And then I've got my Griffin tool there. That thing's great as well. And that's pretty much it for my keys. And lastly, inside my wallet, I've got 3 of these little Wazoo cards. They're really, really cool looking. Awesome picture on there. How to on the back, a little QR code to watch a video on how to use them. But it literally tells you step by step what to do on here. So I want to spend a little more time showing you guys how to use these, and just to let you guys know that REI is selling these now. So check it out at REI. It's $10 for a 3-pack. So they're very affordable. They're a lot of fun, and it's something you can keep in your wallet, keep in your cash cap, keep in your tough possum pouch. I'll probably throw a couple in the bottom of this thing because it's a perfect size. Exact same size as my wallet. So I'll probably throw a couple in there. But you can kind of scatter them out, you know, in your wallet, hat, in your cash belt probably. I would think that you could probably fit one inside the belt buckle. So I would just scatter them out all over the place, and that way you always have a really cool, really fun way to start fire, and if nothing else, just a really cool party trick. So that's what I had on my body today. Inside my truck, I've got a full kit, all that stuff. I'm not saying you should run around in the woods with just the stuff I have on me right now, but this is what I have literally on my body on a daily basis. And then, of course, honorable mention is going to be this tough possum sit pad. Obviously, that's not an everyday carry. It's not something I'm gonna keep in my pockets, but it is something that I utilize a whole lot when I'm out hunting, when I'm out teaching classes, if I'm out filming videos, I'll use this a lot. But anyway, let's hop into how to use these cards, and I think you guys are gonna enjoy it. All right, so I've got my spark necklace here. If you haven't watched other videos of me using this, I take it off, I'll extend it all the way out, and then I normally pull that ferrocerium rod all the way down to this side. I stick my finger in this little loop and loop it around so I can get a really nice strong grip on that. But we want to start just by shaving some of this card off. So we're going to use a striker here. And I'm just going to scrape the edge of this card. And create a little pile of shavings here. All right, guys, so there you go. These things work incredibly well. They're super easy to scrape just with that striker. And I mean, just the smallest hint of a spark, that thing goes up in flames like crazy. So really, really amazing product, really affordable. Check them out at REI, or head over to Wazoo Survival and check out all their other stuff. But if you guys get them off REI, be sure to leave a review. They're wanting to continue building that relationship, I believe. So make sure you leave a review. Let REI know how amazing Dustin and Nick and the guys, everybody else over at Wazoo, let them know how great they are and how great their products are. And let's help these guys out.